Well, today is International Photography Day. Our Nikki Wesley went to speak with a Sheridan College Photography student about his unique connection to thousands of historical film cameras, his work in the industry, and his hopes for the future of the medium.
Getting my first film camera as a kid and having this limited number of shots, it just taught me how beautiful photography is. Just getting my images processed and having the prints in my hand, that's a really cool feeling, right? And I really love that.
World Photography Day marks the date the daguerreotype process got its patent in France. The process created an image directly on a thin sheet of copper without the use of a negative.
People actually had to, clamp their head with clamps so that your heads don't move, so that you don't get like motion blur due to the long exposure time.
Photography has come a long way since then. Helping to preserve the history of film cameras is Dr. Arun's Photography and Vintage Camera Museum in India.
We have more than 4,000 vintage cameras. We currently hold a Guinness World Record for the largest collection of individual film cameras. And now we're getting the largest collection of film cameras in a whole, so overall.
22-year-old Tanishq Arun helped his father curate the collection. It spans the history of photography and includes bellows cameras, Japanese spy cameras, and rare camera bodies created to capture history, like man's first steps on the moon.
So during World War II, Japan was bombed by the nuclear bomb. This camera was made especially to capture the mushroom cloud from the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing.
Tanishq was surrounded by cameras as a child, but it wasn't until he was in his teens that he fell in love with photography while competing in kickboxing in Russia.
And I realized that the quality of the images were intense, and I realized that my sport in India didn't have those type of images. So me being a photographer, I wanted to be the one who created those images. So I became the media head of WACO India.
He completed a photography diploma in India, but realized his education wasn't complete after receiving international recognition.
That's when I knew, there's more potential for photography. I want to go and see how photography is, outside India. I wanted to see how photography is practiced in different countries. Then when I came to Sheridan and I saw the Honor Bachelor of Photography program, I was like, oh my God, there's so much more. There's so much more you could learn. And I knew that Sheridan was going to provide me that opportunity for learning. It's not just going up and clicking a picture. There's so much work that goes behind the scenes. There's pre-production, post-production, just planning and designing the set and mastering how to use light. There's so much that goes into photography. I want people to start appreciating that. I want more people to get into professional photography with, courage that even though the market is super saturated, if they work on becoming a better artist, if they work on improving the art, eventually they are going to make it big in this industry.
While he's still learning, he's simultaneously sharing his knowledge on his YouTube channel and hopes to inspire others with his art.
That's my goal, to become the best version of myself and then share my knowledge with the world, share my knowledge with others and help them do the same.
For Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.